Hi everyone, I am just going to do an update on my 'Tis the Season-a-thon progress. I'm just been filming my most anticipated books for 2020 videos, but I have been also reading Christmas in Winter Hill by Melody Carlson. I am that far through, so about, I don't know, a third of the way through, maybe, not quite. I'm hoping to get some more reading done today because I'm at home, and you can see my filming setup back there. I've basically just hung ornaments on half the tree so that it shows up in the film, and I have my light on. There we go. I'm hoping to read some more of this, get through this one fairly quickly because it's quite short. So far it is about a character who hates Christmas or really doesn't get on with Christmas, but she has to run this big Christmas-filled celebrations in her new job in the small town of Winter Hill. So we'll see how we get on with that one. I'll check back in later. So I have got to the end of day one, and I'm currently being joined by my neighbour's cat. Made her way into the house. Hello. I am I have read 111 pages of this book, and so far it is a kind of warm, cosy, Christmassy book with just a little bit of cheese. So it's definitely what you'd want from a Christmassy book. So I'm going to continue reading that tomorrow, and and hopefully I'll manage to finish it tomorrow. I can probably get off the microphone. I can probably get some reading done on the train tomorrow as I'm going in to volunteer at our... Don't bite it! Volunteer at our church cafe. This is ridiculous. So hopefully I might be able to finish it tomorrow. Alright. Say bye. And if my neighbours are watching, this is where your cat comes. Day 2 of 'Tis the Season-a-thon, and I am trying to finish reading Christmas in Winter Hill whilst I'm on the train. I'm not sure at this time how much reading I'm going to get done because the winter sun shining on the river and the estuary is looking stunning. So it is 'Tis the Season-a-thon day 3. I managed yesterday to finish Christmas in Winter Hill yesterday on the train. Coming back, I would say I probably rate it about 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. It was kind of a upbeat, cosy, Christmassy book. There was some conflict in it, but nothing too dramatic. So it's a perfect one for reading over Christmas when you don't want to be too stressed out. You want something easy and light to read. Definitely recommend this one. And I am now on chapter 6 of Like a Winter Snow by Lindsay Harrel. So far this is following some of the characters from her earlier book, and it seems like it's going to be a good quick romance, and I'm enjoying it so far. And since one of the challenges is to eat a holiday snack whilst you are reading, which could be a bit tricky, I have my first mince pie of the season. I've done the opposite of what most people would normally do. I've made the minced meat and then bought ready roll-out pastry. So I've got the slightly strange looking one because this is where I smushed all the leftover ends of the pastry together, as you can see, and I'm going to attempt to read and eat at the same time, which is probably easier with an ebook than it is with a regular book, which you have to open and keep open and turn the pages both. But Merry Christmas. So it's day 4 and I've just finished reading Like a Winter Snow by Lindsay Harrel, and it was a really good ending to the book. Really good romance. I'm not usually a big fan of love at first sight type of books, but it was so well written that I kind of put that to one side and really enjoyed reading it. I definitely recommend reading her full-length novel Secrets of Paper and Ink first, because it kind of carries on the story for some of the characters whilst following one of the best friends, but I think you kind of miss some of the point of some of it without reading the other one first. You can read it without it, but I think maybe it would spoil it for you. So I've read that one, so that was 148 pages from that one. So now, next book I'm going to start is The End of the Magi by Patrick W. Carr. This is a book about the 3 wise men, or the 1 wise man, who has to go on the run, and I guess eventually try and make it through to Bethlehem with the other Magi. So we'll see how this one goes. It's a biblical fiction book, and this one's a lot longer, so I'm not anticipating finishing this one in the time limit that I've got left, but hopefully I can get quite a few pages done. This one goes to the challenge of a book that relates to some kind of music. This relates to the carol We Three Kings. So it is day 6 of the readathon, and I didn't film yesterday. We seem to have quite a lot going on at the moment, just little bits and pieces, and also having our windows changed, so that took quite a bit of clearing up from. I did manage to read something last night. I read the beginning of this book. Kind of wished I didn't read it just before going to bed, because the beginning of it actually quite violent. There's quite a lot of bloodshed in the beginning, right at the beginning, and I ended up waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning with a nightmare about it. So don't recommend starting this book last thing at night. Start it earlier in the day. It gets less gory as it goes on. But yeah, basically this book is, well, it starts out in chapter 1 is like a prologue which follows Daniel, who is kind of setting up the Magi. He's training up people to kind of wait for the prophecies that he's been given. And then in chapter 2 we're starting with the main character Myrad, who is just about to become an apprentice, apprentice to the Magi, and his adopted father is a Hebrew. They go into the meeting hall to get him made an apprentice, but on the way they get called in to vote on who's going to be the next queen, and whether it should be the king's kind of favoured concubine. And while they're in that meeting, the soldiers come and basically slaughter everybody who has stood against her, and Myrad is able to escape because he hasn't yet been made a magus. He hasn't yet been made an apprentice, so he's able to escape, but his father is killed, and it's pretty dramatic all the way through that. He escapes, and this kind of follows his journey as he's trying to run from the soldiers. He has clubfoot, I think, and so far it's pretty dramatic. I'm expecting it to continue that way. Right at the beginning, Myrad has had a kind of prophetic dream where he sees a new star in the sky, and it turns out to be the same dream that his adoptive father also had. And so that's going to be a part of the story of finding out what that dream is about. I am exactly 81 pages into this book. I'm hoping to read a little bit more this evening and some more tomorrow, and that will be the end of the readathon, so we'll see how far I get. See you tomorrow. Well, it's the final day of Tis the Season-a-thon. I've got to the end of the readathon. I read in total, I think, about 470 something pages. I read 2 short books, both of which were 5 stars for me, or 4.5 stars, and I am 152 pages into this one. Thankfully it's less violent, the rest of this book. I'm enjoying this one, so I think I've done pretty well. I think I probably read at least twice as much as what I would normally do, which is really good for me. Vlogging has been interesting. I'm not used to doing kind of spontaneous videos. I'm normally kind of script it out and give myself a lot of notes to do. Going forward in the rest of December, I am going to finish this one hopefully, and then I'm going to go back and finish reading the Printed Letter Bookshop, I think, which was the one that I put down in order to do this readathon challenge. And then I've got Catching Christmas by Terry Blackstock to read over Christmas. So I hope you've had a really great reading week, and let me know if you've been taking part in this readathon. Let me know how you got on, and if you've got any good Christmas books to recommend to me, then let me know in the comments. And I've got I've got 4 end of the year videos that I've already filmed, and hopefully one for New Year, so keep a lookout for those. But until next time, bye.